Alright, so today I've been seeing this thing go around of this IGN review for Mouse P.I for Hire. Dude gave it a 6, but there's supposedly some very interesting reasonings behind why he gave it a 6. And I seen a little bit of it, but he has a full review up on YouTube, so I think we should just go ahead and react to it and see what's up.
I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
Man, first of all, I just want to say he's already off to a crazy start because I know he's coming in here expecting some shit. Like he's coming in here expecting Scorsese, dog. Like he came into this expecting Alan Wake with even less gunplay. Like he wanted straight let's get down to solving the case. He wanted to put on his coat. He was playing this in a trench. I know it. I know he was.
Was, even in Mouseburg, and the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story make this tale solid enough.
Brother said he got twists and turns in a film noir mouse story. Boomer shooter. And he said that wasn't enough. Nah, I need more. I need more. This review is so serious. He was trying to come out of a film festival hearing about this.
Way deeper than I signed up for.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese-legger.
These cheese-leggers in on the shrew racket.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice? It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on a mozzarella platter.
someone need to assure you they're telling the truth.
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game. It has to be a mouse reference, or a literally cheesy one-liner,
Cheddar? What's wrong with Gouda?
No good if you broke, Jack.
or a reference to something else.
Brother, like, they even reference it in the joke that they just made. Cheese is the currency. Cheese is the all-being in this town, in this city. No good if you're broke. They're letting you know, like, this is levels to this cheese shit. You feel me? Like, it's levels to it. You know, you gotta get there. You don't got Gouda money right now. That's cool. That interests me. I damn near want to play the game off that. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you're talking about a game with mice complaining about how much cheese there is. What are we doing? The cheese legging. The cheese legging. We're talking about Prohibition era, and they moving around with cheese, talking about it like it's, you know, that under the table. That's interesting to me. It's the main currency. It's the main drive of the, like, I don't think there can be enough cheese. Personally.
It's hard to care about anything in Mouse P.I for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Here's Jacko.
It just wants to remind you of other
Brother, he's so serious. No, this is getting bad. He's so serious about this. He wanted to be serious about this. He said they're not taking this seriously. I need to feel something in this cheese shooting game.
They're better
Oh
things.
my God.
Surely that's enough, right? Even here, though, I have issues. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck. Enemies mostly come out of doors marked
Bro wanted that shit to rip through his speaker and destroy his eardrum, because what I just heard just now was fine. Like, let's go back and listen to this.
ichor that spews from his neck.
What more do you want? What more did you want from that? Like, this some of these reviews, man.
My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame you can play at the bar. You'll switch between pitching and being at bat, and using the cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun.
That's tough.
Clues you
got the
find
Alan
will be
Wake here
pinned to
for real.
Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. No work on your part required. What's the point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Team.
That has to be the one solid thing that I could say that I agree with. Because I'm playing through Alan Wake 2, it's the same thing with like Saga or her case board where you just pull it. They already got the photos for you. You put them at the right spots. It shows you everything. It's really just like a recap slash review of everything that's going on so that you can just piece everything together. But it's not like, you know, like taking initiative at all as far as like, you know, solving things on your own and patching this with that, matching that with that, and like, oh, okay, maybe I'm putting this together that they haven't presented to me yet. Like, nah, it really is just like step by step. Put this here, put this there, put that there, put that there, continue. It's that type of thing. So that's a solid critique. But everything else he's saying, brother.
Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station.
Yo, he legitimately thinks this is supposed to be real. He really thinks that this game about a mouse being a detective is supposed to be real. No. This is crazy. Like, he legitimately thinks, like, he's adding realism to an extent, whatever. But he's like, yo, they killed too much people in there, man. This would never happen in my mouse world. This is concerning. This is concerning because IGN has him doing this review and potentially more to come. What's next? I don't even want to think about what's next.
Inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace? If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious inside a burning building?
Alright. That might be the end of the review. I mean, the reaction. That might be... I don't know if I can watch any more of this, dog. Because he's talking about stuff now where, like, I'm concerned for him and his mental state. Because if you're playing video games about a mouse shooting everyone in cheese prohibition era, and you're worried about the safety and well-being of opera singers that are big and scary and rushing at you in a boomer shooter video game, and that's disturbing you enough to where you felt like you needed to bring it up in a professional review of this game, I'm concerned for your health, and I'm concerned for the people that appointed you to this position. Because you don't need to be reviewing anything that has to do with violence or anything along the lines of what's going on in this game, because it seems like they just need to take you and put you in the film area. And put you in the film area and just let you review the nice ones. The you feel me? The rom-coms, the family, the feel-good stories. Ask for a promotion and head on that side of things. You feel me? Because I just don't know if this is what you're, you know?
Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely gets to go about his business and is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired him.
Bro, I don't know if there's a single video game on Earth that, like, has a main protagonist that's killing a bunch of people where the number isn't questionable, bro. Every number is questionable. You play as Cal Kestis and you're slaughtering a whole bunch of Siths and all types of other people in Star Wars. It's kind of crazy. You can be considered a mass murderer in the Jedi world if we really ran the numbers. You feel me? Nathan Drake, Joel. Obviously, people might have a gray area about Joel, but obviously people still love Joel. Like, at what point, or how many Fedra agents can Joel kill before this gets unrealistic? Like, brother, we must have ran through hundreds. Like, what are we talking about? Every main character in a video game where you're killing people, you're killing the baddies that are coming after you, it's going to be a lot. If we really run the numbers on all of them, it's going to be unrealistic. What is your issue with this mouse? Like, what's going on with this mouse game? That you want this to be so real? What is happening?
He is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying something?
Going on about Jack's motivation for doing the work. He allegedly needs the money, which both leads him to taking cases and doesn't track when I'm super rich from all the killing.
Nonsense. You're drowning in debt, picking up small fries and petty cases.
All of that makes a lot.
Solid critique right there, because I don't like when games do that either. When you have something and so now I don't know how much money he made to that point, how much cheese points or whatever the currency is, I don't know how much he had, but yeah, if the characters in the game are saying, hey, listen, you're a small fry, you need to take some bigger jobs, and in reality, you kind of already amassed a bunch of stuff from doing a bunch of missions, and you are kind of living like that as far as your balance goes, then yeah, that kind of can take you out of it and be like, this doesn't make sense. So that's a solid critique. I'll give him that.
Marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects, and the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's...
Brother, I just don't think that they were taking this as seriously as you're taking it. And I just think that's just what it comes down to. Like, yes, the aesthetics of it, film noir. Some references, film noir. Realism was not based in film noir, brother. And I think that's where you're not connecting. I don't think that's the game not connecting. I think you're viewing this as this should have been this, and it wasn't that. And now you're negatively viewing the game as that. And that is just the overall consensus problem that I have with reviewers today. Is that a lot of reviewers have this thing in their mind of what they want this thing to be, or they go into it with a certain expectation of whatever it is that they're fantasizing about, and when it's not that, they're like, I wish they added, I wanted them to do more, they should have incorporated just a little bit more, and it's like, what if somebody doesn't like that? What if everybody else in the world likes that they did this, but you wanted them to do that? But because they spent a whole bunch of time doing this, and they didn't spend a whole bunch of time doing that, now you're like, wasn't good. Wasn't good. But what about all the people that loved that they did this? You're not even, you feel me? They didn't do what I wanted them to do, so wasn't my favorite. But not only wasn't my favorite, I'm going to objectively score this and say that it was terrible. That doesn't make sense to me. That never made sense to me. I don't understand how they do that, why they do that, and why they're professionally, credentialed to do that. It will never make sense to me. So, hopefully, like I said, people are going to look towards IGN for these reviews to get some of their, influence on making purchases. Obviously, investors definitely look to IGN for their influence on making investments sometimes and funding some of these projects and stuff like that, whether they do or don't. So, let's not act like IGN doesn't have some pull out here as far as what's going on with some of this stuff. Am I saying a 10 out of 10 game is going to make a game or a studio get the green light to make whatever they want? It might not, but it might. I know we all saw when Elden Ring got that 10, and everybody was like, oh, let me go try out this weird whatever's going on game that I would never play, but everybody's talking about it like it's the greatest game to ever come out, so I need to play it right. Like, come on now. We know what the pull can and can't be. But stuff like this, I feel like is very damaging, because this is someone who greatly loves film noir and is in love with that style and that era of movies and stuff like that, and he went into it wanting to just flex every bit of film noir muscle and knowledge that he has that everyone else doesn't have, and wants to make people feel bad as gamers about not showing the proper respect to this art form or this area of art that he so greatly appreciates. And that's not what the overall point of the game was. It's just a fun shooter with the aesthetic that has some story in it. But you can't go into this wanting it to win over people at film festivals. That wasn't the point. And I think he missed the point, but he's trying to make it seem like the game did. I don't agree.